Hola, y bienvenidos a Amores Patos. Hi, and welcome to Amores Patos. I'm your host, Anna.
And I'm your other host, Fabi. This used to be a podcast where two best friends got together and talked about duck. I mean, a certain duck show. But for this special episode, we won't even mention its name.
Instead, we're two best friends talking about
the terror that flaps in the night.
The hiatus episode that disrupts your regular episode format.
Darkwing Duck!
DuckTales! Damn it!
Mystery, Chippy and a right swoops out of the shadows, darkly of the night. Somewhere some villain schemes, but his number's up. 3, 2, 1. Darkwing Duck. When there's trouble, you call me Darkwing Duck.
Let's get dangerous.
Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck. Cloud of snow and heat.
Daring duck of mystery, champion of right. Welcome! This is our first hiatus episode of
Yeah!
Amores Patos. This is the 11th episode. And since obviously there's no DuckTales
I know.
currently to review, we wanted to, we still wanted to review something.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we were being forced to. We honestly really wanted to.
Yeah.
We were waiting for a reason to do it.
Yeah.
And I mean, sadly, the reason is that there are no more DuckTales episodes to record. But yeah, so this is gonna be fun.
It's really
Yeah.
fun. So
We're not making the mistake we did the first time. We are following
yes.
the division of episodes.
we're now recording to it, the part 1 and 2. So
Yeah.
today we are reviewing the first part of the Darkwing Duck premiere, Darkly Dawns the Duck, part 1.
Yes.
A very good episode.
It's so good. Like, this episode and obviously the second part just convinced me, like,
Yeah.
entirely to watch this
Yes,
show.
oh my god. So yeah, we wanted to obviously to talk about, which we've talked about Darkwing Duck, I think, a couple
Yeah.
times. I hope we've expressed our inordinate love
Yeah.
for this show.
It's so good. Like,
Like,
I love original DuckTales.
Yes.
But it's probably like 2017 DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, and then DuckTales.
yeah. In terms of duck shows,
Yeah.
the rankings.
Yeah. But, it's really good. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm the non-expert here, so Anna's gonna talk about a little bit about the history about the show.
Yeah, because, love the show to death, and I wanted to give, obviously, as I do, give you the good deets, give you the deep deets. And there is a long history, so before we get into the episode, the actual episode recap,
Yes.
I want to talk about the show itself, Darkwing Duck. So this show started in 1991, just a year after DuckTales ended, as like a runner-up kind of thing. Not runner-up, like a... well, that's not a sequel, but like I think a spin-off.
Spin-off.
I read it here.
I was like, what's the word?
Let's see, like, I have a lot of notes. Let's see, it's this Darkwing Duck is kind of, it's original for Disney cartoons. It's the first Disney show to emphasize action over adventure with its superhero slapstick stuff. And the first Disney afternoon series produced completely as a genre parody.
Mm-hmm.
So this show is...
It's a parody of the Batman.
Yeah, it's a parody of pulp heroes and action
Yeah.
and Golden Age superheroes. So yeah, Batman, the Green Hornet, Lone Ranger, Zorro, even like older characters like the Shadow and the Sandman.
Mm-hmm.
And Saint Canard is where Darkwing is from, is like a direct parody of Gotham City.
Yeah.
Like it has like the same like dark animation like kind of style as Gotham does.
Like
and,
in the shadows.
yeah, in
it's
in
very...
Batman the animated series, and even I think in the comics probably, like this like very dark like looking city with the
Yeah.
bridge.
It's sketchy. It's kind of like
Yeah.
separate from the other places.
Yeah.
It's a very like it's very different from Duckburg, obviously.
Yes, yeah, it's
know.
like crime, like legit crime.
Yeah, legit actual crime.
Not the bullshit that the Beagle Boys get up to.
Like I was legit thinking about it, and I was like, I'd probably be more from Saint Canard than
Yeah.
from Duckburg, because I am poor.
Oh, Darkwing knows he lives in like suburbia.
I know, but I mean, I'm from like the edge
Yeah.
of that,
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I see that more.
So let's see. So Darkwing Duck was developed first. It was developed as a last minute replacement for the proposed reboot of Rocky and Bullwinkle,
What the heck?
which was halted when Disney realized they didn't have the rights to the characters. So they're working on it, and they're like, wait, do we have these characters? And they did not.
Oh my god.
They're like, oh shit, we gotta make something else then.
That's how, like, Disney is all powerful. It just assumed.
Yeah, they assumed they had to, like, wait, do we though? They didn't know.
Oh, I didn't know
They
that
just
one.
know. So instead, they decided to do a spin-off of the extremely successful duck show that won't be named.
Yeah, you know, the other one.
The other one.
The other one.
DuckTales. But, and it was inspired, it was actually inspired by two very specific episodes of DuckTales, our favorite episodes.
Yes!
Double O Duck and The Masked Mallard.
Those are some of the best, like,
Yeah.
content-wise and also just, like, animation-wise, especially
Animation-wise,
for
joke-wise.
Yeah, they're so good. Watch
Really-
those
yeah,
if you haven't.
Really top-tier episodes. And this is when Tad Stones was brought in to work on what was then called Double O Duck,
Mhm.
which had Launchpad as the lead, as like this kind of super spy.
Yeah.
But then they couldn't do that either because and I'm not making this up, the Broccoli family owns the Double O title.
That's weird.
The Broccoli family are like the owners of the company who owned James Bond. So they own the
That's
Double
such a
O.
weird- yeah,
the
the Double
Broccoli.
O.
I thought it was a joke. It's the Broccoli family. They still own it.
Oh, God.
And so instead, they came up with Darkwing Duck.
Mhm.
They changed the whole look, kind of come from like a super spy thing to like a Green Hornet, Batman mix,
Mhm.
and with a new lead, in which and Launchpad became the sidekick
Yeah.
instead.
Damn.
Yeah.
So close.
He's so close
So
to having
close.
Launchpad as the lead. But I don't think he could carry the whole
No,
show.
he couldn't.
Yeah.
No, he couldn't carry the whole show because it would mean, like, bringing in depth to him
Yeah.
that I don't think people wanted to.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
don't know how well they could have pulled it off
No,
in the
I-
early
yeah.
90s.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think so either. He's very much like, he's a good sidekick,
Yes.
but he cannot carry the show by
I don't think
himself.
so,
Even
no.
in this show, he doesn't have an episode because
doesn't.
people are very aware that
Yeah.
he can't carry
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah. And so,
Sucks to suck.
Poor
No,
Launchpad.
I mean, I love Launchpad, but it's
Yeah,
the truth.
yeah, definitely. And so Tad Stone's is obviously the main dude, and it was he'll even though the show is technically a spin-off of DuckTales, Tad Stone's released very recently. I think we mentioned before that Darkwing Duck is actually in a separate universe from DuckTales,
That's weird.
which I don't get.
I guess it's kind of like,
Like the fact that we have Gizmo Duck, we have Launchpad,
Uh-huh.
Scrooge is seen and mentioned.
mm-hmm.
And
But I
so,
guess
like,
he's just like, I'm tired of having
Yeah.
to like explain to people.
I don't know, but yeah, so it's like I guess parallel universe.
I'm assuming where,
Maybe.
but what's different then?
Launchpad's more competent, and Gizmo is apparently not Scrooge's accountant anymore, and just like a superhero,
Oh God.
and makes money that way somehow.
Yeah.
His book deals.
I love him in that show too.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, like it's, I don't know. I would have liked to think that they were in the same universe.
I'm sorry, Tad Stones, but I'm just going to believe they are in the same universe.
Same, because it's not hard to believe that one thing takes like place before or after the other.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I would think it takes place after.
Yes, and yeah,
DuckTales.
That's what I assume.
I don't know.
But
You know, the canon is one thing, but I'm ignoring the canon. So bye.
it's not new. So Darkwing Duck is a completely original cast in that there's no characters from old comics or old Disney shorts like with DuckTales or with Goof Troop or even Rescue Rangers.
Yeah.
They're all characters from old shorts or comics. So like, even like Launchpad, he only ever showed up in DuckTales, never in any Carl Barks comics or anything. And we're almost to the end of our fun facts.
I'm nodding a lot, so I have to make sure that I'm actually yes. Good.
Darkwing Duck was the first American animated TV series to air in the Soviet Union.
Really?
Yep.
Oh shit.
And it's currently still airing, apparently, on Disney XD in the Netherlands and Germany.
Oh my god.
So-
No, yeah, because I have a friend from Austria a few years back. He was like, oh yeah, I'm like rewatching Darkwing Duck. And I was like, at the time, it was like 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was that.
I was like, what is that? She like explained it to me, and it was until years later that I was like, oh yeah, this show. I've been talked to about this show before. But yeah. I mean, have we talked about our history with this? We'll talk about that in a little bit.
I don't think we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk about it a bit. So yeah, I think we'll get into the episode now after my long facts,
Yes.
my deets. I provided you the deets.
I mean, they're really cool because this show in itself, it's like, it has a different feel to everything.
Yes, like it feels completely different from DuckTales.
Hmm.
As an example.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of this show is like a lot of it is actually like word based, like the
Yeah,
jokes
yes.
are not just visual jokes; they're just
Yes,
very
a
like
lot of the
clever
jokes,
lines.
yeah, really, really clever lines.
Yeah.
Like we watched episodes where we're just like dying
I know.
laughing. 'Cause they're just really good jokes you don't expect.
Exactly. Like, I showed it to my brother. He liked it, but at the same time, he was like, it's too mushy. And I'm like, please. I mean, obviously, the part one.
Part 1 and 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Those have the most
Like,
mush.
emotional and mush, yeah.
Yeah, a bit less in later episodes, but like I'm like looking for it in later episodes. I'm like,
Yeah.
where is it? Bring it back.
I need it.
There's plenty.
Yeah, there's plenty. And there's also, like, the joke quality never, like, stops. It's
No,
very much still, like,
really top
there.
tier jokes.
Mhm.
Like really good.
I love it. We
It's
can start
intense. Yeah.
with Darkly Duns the Duck.
Yes, part 1. So we start with like looking over the dark city of Saint Canard. Darkwing Duck is narrating.
Yes, he's narrating all the time, which is going to be a little hard to, like,
Yeah,
say, because I didn't write down what he said. I just wrote,
I didn't see that.
he's narrating.
Something like something night sets in Saint Canard.
Yeah.
like, and something about the criminal element. I forget.
This is the city of St. Canard. Like any other major metropolis, it has its problems with the criminal element. Another order of dastardly delinquents deposited on your doorstep, courtesy of Darkwing Duck. That's 2 words, not 3, both these capitalized. Here's my photo. If the papers need more glossies, my number's on the card. Now I must go. The scent of crime is in the air.
So right now,
I did write it.
he's, like, narrating himself as he takes
Yeah.
these criminals into, like, the
Yeah,
jail.
yeah. He throws some criminals into the police station. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
no need to thank me. But yes, please do.
But please do.
Please do.
He's, like, one of my, like, favorite line. He's like, Darkwing Duck, 2 words, not 3, both capitalized.
Yeah.
And he, like, immediately, you already get a sense of this,
Yeah.
this duck
Yeah.
is very much a show-off. He
Yes,
likes attention.
He is an egomaniac. Like, he gives him. He's like, yes, it's all that. He's like, and he gives him like a photo
Yeah.
of himself. He's like, if you need more glossies, my number's on the card.
I know. He really wants publicity. He wants to be recognized about it. And I think, like, that's, like, part of the charm. Part of, like, the reason why people love him so much is because of that, like, he's very open about the fact that...
Yeah, he's a dick.
Yeah,
like he's a dick. So we just really surprised. It's really very different for a main character, your superhero, your lead, to be a dick. And like, and so he starts out narrating like the very superhero stereotype, like staring over the city, like like
This and
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Ominous music
yes.
plays.
And like his appearance is
Oh, yeah.
also really good. Like, so he's short. He has his purple like button coat. He looks really slick.
He's wearing, like, a blue turtleneck?
Yeah, blue turtleneck
With
and
a-
his cape with a pink lining on the
Yeah.
inside, the wide, really wide brimmed gray hat,
And a
like,
mask, a purple mask.
purple mask, and like the fact that and sometimes like the coat will be baggy for more comedic effect.
Yeah.
Which is fun. But like his duck design is very unique. It's not like so not like off like the Donald Duck model, kind of like Scrooge's,
Yeah.
and like Glomgold in the original DuckTales series. So he has a really unique design. Like his beak is much bigger. Like his
Yeah.
his silhouette is recognizable.
Exactly.
Like,
You can tell who it is from just, like, kind of, like, just his general features.
Yeah.
He's more... I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, I didn't actually realize that he is, like, a very different shape. He's not
Yeah.
as, like, Duck Buddy.
yeah, he's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's much more. I don't know how to describe it.
Anthropomorphic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yes, and the whole show, all of Darkwing Duck is full of really, really unique character designs, which was kind of like a breath of fresh air after the kind of after a lot of DuckTales, like original DuckTales, all of like the very identical,
Yeah.
very similar character designs for all the characters.
Yeah, you just see it right away. You see, like, there's already, like, a much more diverse cast of characters, like,
Yeah.
the species of the animals. Immediately, like, you notice that.
Oh yeah, like right off the bat.
So, like, it completely throws away, like, the thought that, oh, maybe this world is just, like, dogs,
dogs.
and ducks.
pigs and ducks. Yeah.
It's not.
It's not.
It's just a problem in Duckburg, I guess.
The 1%.
The 1%.
But that mean ducks aren't the 1%?
I don't think
Because
they
there
are.
aren't that many ducks.
I don't believe that, to
Yeah.
be honest. I
And
don't.
it's just like even in like the Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck, there aren't many ducks. Like, Scrooge is very noticeably one of the few ducks we see.
I think, for me at least, it's always been apparent that that's what makes Scrooge so special. The fact that he's from, like, a smaller group, and he is the richest.
Yeah, the thing with him being the richest duck. Like, it's very, like, ooh, like, that's the fact that he's also a duck is very important.
Exactly. I don't know. That for me, that's always been kind of, like, that way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe, because there's almost no ducks.
Mm-hmm.
In the newer DuckTales, there's ducks all over the place.
All the ducks.
It's much more normal.
Yeah, but also a lot more birds in general.
Yes, a lot more birds.
Yes.
But yeah, who knows? So he bursts into the
police
station. He gives him his card. He gives him photos of himself.
And then he like leaves dramatically.
Yeah, he's like, I must be off. The sense of crime is in the air.
And he leaves outside and he's like posing with the wind dramatically like
blowing through his cave.
Yeah,
but there's no one there.
There's no one
It's an
there.
empty street.
And he gets mad because he does this a lot, especially in these 2 episodes where he talks directly to like the audience.
Yeah.
I don't know if he does it later on. Like, not a lot, right?
Not as much.
Not as much.
No.
But he's like, there's legit cricket noises. There's legit cricket noises as he's like waiting for some response, but there's none.
There's no one,
No one knows
like,
you.
I like that. He's like a huge goofball. He's kind of like a bit of like a Roger Rabbit vibe with him. But like he's pretty competent and skilled. In his superheroing field. We see a little bit more. He caught all those criminals and like tosses them into the police station.
He's good enough to the point where he like knows he can be dramatic about it because he's dramatic as fuck.
Yes, and this is Jim Cummings voicing him. Like, I love this amazing Darkwing voice. So when I heard that they're gonna keep Jim Cummings as Darkwing, I was really relieved because I mean, even if they changed him, they would have done a good job recasting him. Like Jim Cummings is such a good Darkwing.
It is. That's what like makes some of these lines
really
so good.
Yeah, because he's really quick and snappy and like just like really good like
the tone.
Yeah, the tone he does. Like
I'm probably gonna use a lot of these like because even though I wrote a lot of these quotes down, just the delivery of them is so good.
So good. Like and obviously Jim Cummings is renowned in Disney for voice acting. He's Peg Leg Pete. He does both Winnie the Pooh and Tigger.
That's
which
crazy.
I knew he did them both, but I didn't realize like he did them both.
I didn't even.
And a bit more recently, Ray from Princess and the Frog. Ray the Firefly.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he's fantastic.
He's so good. Like,
and so anyway.
Yes.
So he's pissed that no press showed up. No one's there to like pick his picture.
No one cares.
Yeah, no one cares. So he storms off. He jumps onto his really badass motorcycle.
Yeah.
Which I love its name.
The Ratcatcher.
The Ratcatcher.
It's so good. It's so like the design is like it's red. It has like purple
it's
wings.
really big and like dramatic and like very like Batmobile-esque.
Yeah.
Like and it's like over the topness.
I was trying to find a model of it to give Anna for Christmas, but I couldn't find anything.
$1,000.
And what I did find was very expensive. I was like, no.
You got me a Darkwing Duck comic instead.
You got me a Darkwing Duck t-shirt. Yeah. We both got Darkwing Duck stuff. It was good. No.
So Darkwing rides his motorcycle like up. Like along the fucking
cables?
The cables of the Audubon Bay Bridge.
Oh, that's the name.
Yeah, it's not mentioned until the second part. But
okay.
I knew the name, so I'll call it its name.
Nice.
So it's the Audubon Bay Bridge. It's so we see Darkwing's hideout is in the tower of the bridge. So he somehow gets into the cables and like rides up them. Like even though it's like a straight off sheer plummet to like either the bridge or water. So I don't know how he does that.
And he does this really like dramatic entrance into it.
Yeah, it flips over and then like falls to the ground.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's really cool. So he has like a really cool hideout, like a much more like very much like a bat cave feel to it. He has like it's like there's like the flat level and then there's everything's like on raised platforms.
Yeah.
Not everything, but like he has like all this technology, computer stuff on raised platforms, like a big screen, like stuff.
It's a very cool vibe.
Yeah, and we see that he's a superhero by night and sleeps by day. So he doesn't have a secret identity or a secret life to protect. He's a superhero 24/7.
Yeah, like either he's asleep or fighting crime.
Yeah,
no in between.
That's all he does. Yeah, which is obviously again unique. Like Batman has his alter ego, like other guys. Like superheroes all things was the whole secret identity. He doesn't have one.
No,
he's Darkwing.
Exactly.
Which is really cool. So he has his he goes
To have
breakfast
To have an-
breakfast.
breakfast.
As he says.
It's iconic, but it's also so extra because
Yeah.
not only is it a ridiculous amount of food, but the way
Yeah.
this food is being like cooked is
Yeah.
it's on a timer.
Yeah, it's a breakfast obstacle course.
Yeah. It's really like so there's like eggs being like shot at him, cereal
he has
being
cereal put in a machine gun
Yeah.
and like fired at him. Yeah.
there's a lot of guns
Eggs,
involved.
yeah, eggs are shot through a shotgun. Fire them out of the ground to cook the eggs in the pan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, it's
We're trying to describe this as it's plain.
like he makes so much food.
He does because no one eats that much breakfast.
Yeah, no one does.
He has like a plate of eggs,
Cereal,
toast, cereal,
toast, like,
fresh
Cantaloupe or
yeah.
something.
freshly pressed
Melon.
juice.
Yeah.
No one eats that much.
No.
I didn't even have breakfast this morning. I just went to go take my midterm. No, yeah, and like so he's like, yeah, I got a new record, I think.
Yeah, I think before we see his gas gun, the first appearance of his gas gun, but
Yeah.
he shoots butter out of it. It's a really cool shot of him shooting the gun,
Uh-huh.
but it's butter.
It's butter.
I have like watching. There are 91, I want to say, episodes of Duckwing Duck. I watched almost every single one, and I took notes
Uh-huh.
on all the things he's fired out of his gas
Oh my
gun that
God.
aren't gas.
Are you gonna say the list?
Okay, well, everything's fired out of the gas gun.
Okay.
Like, including, like, he has his signature gas that he shoots to, like, to make entrances.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna read.
Okay.
These are from not every single episode, I've seen about 80, I want to say.
Okay.
About 80 of the 91 episodes. He has shot tear gas, a grappling hook,
Uh-huh.
rope, straight up rope, laughing gas, fire, tinsel, a magnet, smog, pickle relish, weed killer,
It's just like weed.
a vegetable dicer, a plunger, super exploding air cushion pellets,
Oh my god.
itching powder, this explosive sticky grenade thing we didn't get a name for,
Mm-hmm.
sneeze powder, and butter.
Oh my god.
These are all the things I've seen him shoot out of his gun, and I might have missed a couple because I only started writing them down a couple episodes after I started watching. I'm like, oh my god, what is all this bullshit he's shooting out of his gun?
And you never really see him like switch it,
No.
so it's just there.
It's just there.
And sometimes what will happen is that he'll shoot it, and a thing that wasn't supposed to be there is there.
Yeah.
It usually happens when Gosling messes it
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
I love
His gas
it,
thing
though.
got eaten at one point too by
Oh
someone.
god,
Someone
it's
took
such
a bite out of it.
cool like design
It's
though.
really cool design. Like, I think the gas gun is based off of the Sandman, I think, or the Shadow, who are older comic book
Ooh.
characters. Anyway, he stops the timer. He's like, new world record,
Yeah, I got
But-
this. He forgot the milk.
which is a running gag.
Yeah.
He grabbed the milk, and we said the fridge is on a spring, and it
Mhm.
shoots up behind him and crushes
I
him,
know.
and destroys all his breakfast.
And he just doesn't eat anything afterwards. He's
Yeah.
like, I guess I'm not having breakfast. I'm like,
Yeah.
there's probably something you
Yeah,
can save.
you can
but also,
scrounge up like the eggs or eggs. Eggs. There's a duck. I'll let it bug me. Whatever. They're a more of a guy. Just don't think about it.
yeah, just do what you tell me
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Don't think
Don't
about,
think about
it.
Like, I wonder if him getting crushed by the fridge is like a Roger Rabbit reference. Because Who Framed Roger Rabbit came out 84, I think.
Yeah,
So it could have been a reference,
yeah.
but who knows?
I don't know. But it's funny though.
It is funny.
It's very
Yeah,
funny.
he's like, okay. And he walks away. We see like the fridge embedded in the ground. He should be dead.
Yeah, and then he just starts talking again to
Yeah.
like the audience.
Yeah, he has no one else to talk to.
I know,
I assume
right?
this is just him talking to himself. Then.
Yeah, it's like me when I don't do like have any like contact with anybody
Yeah.
throughout the day. I'm just
Yeah.
like talking to myself,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, this is very bad. I need to get some friends.
Yeah. And so as far as Launchpad, sorry, Darkwing has no friends.
Nope.
He lives alone, obviously,
Mhm.
and he talks to himself.
Yep. He even says like, so I make a mistake here and there.
Yeah, and he walks behind the changing screen, which is like targets of criminals.
Yeah.
The criminals with like the bullseye thing on
Yeah.
them.
So I make a mistake here and there. There's not a street punk in this city that isn't afraid of Darkwing Duck.
He like changes.
Yeah, into like a purple sleeping gown
Mhm.
or a shirt.
But he's still wearing the mask.
Yeah, we see it's off in a bit.
Mhm. Okay.
But yeah, so he's like, yeah, so I make a mistake now and then. Like, he's like, he's
This
like,
is our attempt at trying to imitate the tone,
yeah,
but we can't.
can't. He's like, it's fine. Like, he's like, I'm still Darkwing. Like, all I need is like I need a shot at a real big-time criminal to prove myself. And we see he's laying down in bed. There's like an indentation in the bed.
Yeah,
Of,
that's
like,
his like exact pose.
shape.
Yeah.
And he has the mask off and he goes to bed. But
with
intro,
that, it fades.
Intro into the biggest big-time criminal, like a mob boss, gang leader,
Yeah.
Bull.
By the name of Taurus Bulba.
He has a scary Russian accent.
He is, and he is voiced by the iconic Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Which when you
I
told
didn't
me,
know
I was
that
like...
for a while.
Yeah. I think, who said it first? I might have been like, that voice is very familiar, and I think I Googled it, and
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I love Tim Curry. I love him the most in the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I'm a wild and entertaining thing. I believe in the dirty sin. You got a head and your mind goes ping. Your heart pumps and your blood will sing. So let the party and the sound rock on. We're gonna shake it till the life has gone. Roast in the verb to be saved from the trouble and pain.
I know him as what's his name? The bad guy in Fern Gully.
I don't know.
I know the song Toxic Love that he sings.
Oh, God!
Um,
And he's also, what was it? In, The Beauty and the Beast.
oh God,
The
sequel.
sequel.
God, don't watch the special Christmas Beauty and the Beast movie. It's terrible. But,
It's a music term, and I can't remember what it is.
Forte.
Forte, yeah.
Is that it?
It's Forte.
he's like a giant organ.
Yes.
I think. And I'm trying to remember the name of him in Fern Gully.
I don't know.
It's like Nox or something like chemically.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Toxic Love's a very good song. As a really cool animation, it looks scary because he looks like a skeleton and it's like
Ooh.
slime and like.
That's rather nice.
Oil and grime, poison slime, diesel clouds and noxious muck. Slime beneath me, slime up above. Ooh, you love my toxic love.
Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Taurus Bulba is a massive blue bull
Mm-hmm.
with a scary voice.
Yes. He
And-
has, like, he's wearing, like, a red
He has
suit.
a red suit. He looks very snazzy.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we see he's talking to his henchman.
Mm-hmm.
His henchman, Hammerhead Hannigan, who is a goat, right?
Yes.
And Hoof and Mouth,
yes.
who are... I have no idea what Mouth is, but Hoof is a horse. What's Mouth?
I think I wrote it.
Oh, I think
It's a ram.
He's a ram. Yeah, there we go.
He's a ram.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, I know like his this shape, but I'm like, what is he? Yeah. Taurus Bulba he's talking about his big master plan he has, and what we see is like he wants them to steal something.
The ramrod.
Yeah. He wants them to board a train. It's not a train though. So Hammerhead's like, could we like wait for the train to stop before we get on it and steal it?
And like immediately Taurus Bulba is like, "Are you an idiot?"
Yeah,
like,
he's like, you mean when because the ramrod it's this weapon that
Yes.
Bulba calls the Waddlemeyer ramrod that is being transported by the army to a base, I assume.
yeah, to
And-
keep it protected because
yeah.
it's like it's a very important device,
Yeah.
and he wants it, and it's on a train, and
Yes. And
they
he-
don't
yeah,
want to
yeah.
board the train.
Yeah, while it's
basically.
moving.
Yeah,
And he's like, well, you're gonna fucking have to, otherwise, like, he's like, you mean, well, you want me to wait until it's like protected by the army with their guns and hundreds of guards?
Mhm.
Like, are you serious, you dumbass? And he's like, and Hammerhead, he has like a 1920s gangster look.
yeah.
He's like, oh no, of course not. You're right.
And he says something about like call us. What was it like something you stooges?
Yeah, I think that's later.
Okay, I don't know where my notes are.
Well, sorta. It's just that the boys and I were wondering if we couldn't wait till the train stops before we steal the ramrod.
Oh, you mean when the army takes control of the weapon with its tanks and jeeps and hundreds of guards?
Yeah. That's we didn't think of that.
But like here is like immediately like the diversity is apparent right away.
Yeah, like unlike, I mean, because if you look at DuckTales, who are our villains? DuckTales, we have the Beagle Boys,
Beagle Boys.
who are
Identical to each
identical.
other.
Obviously, yeah. We have Glomgold. We have, who are the villains? Magica.
Yeah.
We have
Other people.
other people whose names I'm forgetting. Who are the other villains?
I mean, other, like, villains that are not really villains, it's just people that Scrooge is trying to, like, take their treasure
Yeah,
from, but they're
yeah.
considered the villain.
Yeah.
And racist stereotypes.
Yes, every stereotypes.
Yeah.
That's it. That's DuckTales. Nah. But yeah, like right away, like we see, like we have like the villain's a bull, his secretary assistant is a cow,
Mhm.
his henchmen are a goat, a ram, a horse,
Yeah.
like,
Right away.
and the voices are really distinct.
Mhm.
Like Hammerhead has like the very like kind of like I think Brooklyn accent-y.
I think
He has
so,
like
yeah.
the like 1920s gangster suit.
He's wearing, like, a pinstripe suit.
Mhm. Yes, yeah. And so he's well, Hammerhead's like, oh yeah, no, you're right, boss. Yeah, you're right. And he's like, he's like, I wasn't saying that. It was them. It was your mouth. He like bangs their heads together. Bulba does this a lot. He grabs Hammerhead by the throat,
Mhm.
and he's saying that like the reason why I'm smart and came up with this plan because I'm like in charge and you're the stooge.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you're right. I'm the stooge.
Call me
Just-
Curly.
Yeah, just call me Curly. It's like really strangled, high pitched voice though.
It is because I am the brain, and you are the stooge.
That's it, boss. I'm a stooge. Just call me Curly.
It's so good.
But yeah. So this is we learned this is the first time that the Ramrod is being moved since its creator, Professor Waddlemeyer, died.
Yeah, he had an accident.
Which
you
we
know.
learn later he had an accident.
He had an
But yeah, they just mentioned that he's dead.
Mhm. And he, like, it's to mention, like, Taurus Bulba has, like, a condor, which I thought it was a
Yeah,
vulture, but then
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
corrected,
yeah.
because I don't know anything about birds.
Yes. Yeah, we see like a giant pet condor like
Yeah.
sitting on a pedestal, and he's telling his henchmen, so this is the thing was being moved, and I won't get another chance if the army gets it.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna be put off by you being afraid to catch a train.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, no, we got it, boss.
Mhm.
And we see a light starts blinking.
Yes, like alarms start ringing, and that's when you get the reveal, because
Yeah.
this whole scene had been taking
Yeah.
place in, like,
an office.
yeah,
kinda
yeah.
like
It's office-y, there's, like, lamps, there's, like, a big curtain, and
Yeah.
then it turns out that he's actually in a prison
he's
cell.
in prison.
Yeah, he's
Taurus
in prison.
Bulba is in prison.
And there's, like, secret openings that open and, like, walls that
yeah,
come down.
walls come down. His assistant like lowers. He opens the trapdoor underneath Hammerhead and
Yeah.
the henchmen, and they vanish.
So all, like, the furniture leaves, the
Yeah.
bird leaves, too.
Yeah.
It's a really cool reveal.
Yeah, it's
because-
super cool because like we have the super cool like crime boss guy, and then
Yeah.
it's like he's operating his gangs from inside prison.
Yeah, and, like, he, like, changes into, like, his prison
yeah, his prison
uniform.
outfit, and the and because he sees that he's like, oh god, the warden's coming, that nuisance. And so the warden shows up, right? Everything's gone away. He's Bulba's laying in bed. We see that the warden likes to brag to Bulba about having him in prison.
It's so funny because, like, he's so, like, ha, I got you, like,
Yeah.
you're miserable
Yeah,
here.
he's like, are you enjoying your stay in prison?
Yeah. And, like, Taurus is like, it's nice, I can relax.
He's like, it suits my business needs perfectly.
And it's like,
And
huh.
the warden, who's we see a dumbass, he's like, what?
What? What?
Insert home improvement noise. What?
What?
Sorry. I'm sorry. Tim Allen's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was rewatching the Santa Claus
Yeah.
for Christmas.
Yeah. And it's like, ugh.
It's an okay movie.
No, just
yeah,
him.
Him,
It's like,
though.
ugh.
Like, his show, what was it called? The Last Man Standing? My brother used to watch it because there was nothing else to watch.
God.
And I was like, can you turn it off? Because every other joke is just, ha ha ha, Obamacare.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's basically the show. Ha ha ha,
Christ.
I'm a man and I have only daughters. That's, like, the whole, like, show. I'm just like, I'd rather watch The Big Bang Theory.
Christ, that's saying something.
Yeah, because it's so shitty.
Oh, back on topic.
Yeah.
So back to like the like. I really love like the shots of Saint Canard we get. Like this show's really pretty. Like,
It's very pretty.
Like we get this like wide shot of Saint Canard again. Like it's funny how the city looks. It's like just like piling up. Like
Yeah.
the tower. Like very cartoony. Like this is like the city.
Like at an angle too, like
Yeah.
the shot.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you get to see the bridge, and then you get to see like
Yeah.
the smaller buildings, like I guess on the outer
Yeah,
ridge of the
I think
city.
this was supposed to be Duckburg. Well, yeah,
And then you get
yeah.
to see like
Yeah.
the higher
Yes,
high rise
yeah,
buildings.
Yeah. And like
Love
it's
it.
like night, and we zoom in onto the bridge,
Mm-hmm.
where we see on the very top of the tippy top tower on a fucking spire is Darkwing in an armchair.
Yeah, just
like
with a pair of
and
binoculars.
just like spying, like just looking around the city, like alright, like is everything chill?
Yeah,
Like-
and he's like, he's like narrating himself.
He's narrating, of course.
He's like, my eagle eye is catching sight of an eagle.
Yeah.
It's like, no, actually, I think it's a condor.
Yeah, he spots Tantalus.
That's the name.
The Bulba's gigantic condor.
Mhm.
Aren't they extinct now? Condors?
I think so. I don't know.
Because I think they are this huge. They're like they're like 7 foot wingspan or some
They're
bullshit.
scary. Birds are
Yeah.
scary.
Birds are the worst. They're so scary.
Oh god.
My grandmother has a parrot
Mhm.
that curses. Like if you yell, it'll be like, fuck. It's great. It's fantastic.
I love it.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
so, yeah, he spots Tantalus, the condor. He spots the condor carrying something,
Mhm.
carrying like a box.
Yeah, it's like a big thing of like a
Yeah.
luggage thing,
Yeah.
like an old fashioned.
Yeah.
I forgot what they're called.
I don't know. A little luggage box.
Yeah. And so he just like he's like, I'm gonna follow that.
I'm gonna
because-
investigate this. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, because that's weird that he's carrying like a big piece of luggage. He's like something about like traveling south,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't
like,
know.
Yeah, they can't travel with luggage.
Mhm.
And so he like jumps off this. I love he has an armchair
Mhm.
up here so he can like do his watch
Yeah.
comfortably. So he like jumps straight down, a trapdoor opens up, and he lands on the bike and like speeds out.
Mhm.
And he's following the bird.
The condor.
Condor.
Yeah, I love like the chase music that plays here.
Yeah.
It's really like if it's like in a nice mood, like
Mhm.
everything is really dark in the
Yeah.
city, and he like follows like the condor like out to the train.
Yeah. So they're like on the
Oh, yeah.
outskirts of town. Maybe
Yes.
not even. No, I don't think they're even in Snake and Art anymore.
I don't
They're
think
like in
so.
like grass and hills. And
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. I doubt they're in Snake and Art anymore. And we see the henchmen. We see Hammerhead and what's his faces. Half mouth.
Hoof and
Yeah.
mouth.
We see they like dig a hole under the train tracks.
Yes.
And get like a grappling hook thing and hook
Mhm.
it underneath. And they're like dragged behind.
Yeah.
It should be dead.
Yeah, I have this fucking fear of trains because of like the whole like thing in which like people who are trying to immigrate get on trains and then like in dangerous ways and then they like fall off.
Yeah.
That's always
Yeah.
terrified
Oh my
me.
God.
to death. Like there was a movie I saw in one of my Chicano studies classes in which like they get like a plank.
Yeah.
And then they put it underneath like the train,
Yeah.
so they grab onto the plank. And there's two of them, so it's one on one side and one on the other side.
Yeah.
And the guy, he sort of like once the train stops,
Yeah.
he like looks back and he realizes that his friend isn't there anymore. So like just like the implication that
Yeah.
he fell. I like legit. I remember that moment in that movie. I was just like shook. I was just like, ah.
Oh my god.
So
no.
trains are scary.
But
But yeah, nothing.
I was on a train from. Wait. I was on a train from Paris to Amsterdam,
Ooh.
and they have like the federal I don't know if they're immigration, but federal officers,
Mhm.
like police, who. Because we were sitting kind of like in between cars because we kind of didn't get a seat, sort of. We bought a ticket,
Mhm.
but we didn't have like a seat, like a nice seat. So we had like kind of like a seat, like you know, like people enter and exit the train,
Yeah.
like that kind of doorway. There's chairs there, so we sat there.
Mm.
It was like an hour. It was like 2 hours, so it was fine, like an hour or something, whatever.
Mhm.
And then I got to sit in the normal chairs and people got off. Anyway, so we were kind of there, and like a federal police officer guy like comes in. He's just in normal clothes, but he comes in and he has like a band on and shows us like his badge because he wanted to make sure that everyone has like a passport. And, like,
Yeah.
no one's. I guess they're illegally. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and so like he showed us like the badge and like had to see our passports, and it's like oh shit, wow. And then we see him pass through later with no badge and no armband or anything, like back like a normal
Civilian.
normal civilians
Yeah.
on the train. It's like oh shit, we know he's a secret undercover
Yeah.
cop.
Holy
It was
shit.
very cool.
Damn.
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't- trains.
So trains. So they catch up to the train, the
Yes.
the henchmen, and so there's two army guys with guns standing outside
Mm-hmm.
the car,
Guarding.
guarding the car that has the ramrod. And they did the cartoon thing. They the
saw. They saw
people.
underneath, so
Yeah.
they drop.
and take their uniform and
Yeah.
tie them up and duct tape their mouths
Mhm.
in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, it all happens too fast,
Yeah.
but it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now Hoof and Mouth are, like, in the uniform.
with the guns.
Yeah, with the guns.
With the guns.
With the guns.
Um,
Guns are very, like, prominent.
Yeah, throughout
the
the show. Like, not
Yeah.
just, like, we see a lot of guns in this first 2 parts, but I think we see guns throughout.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I think so.
Like, I mean, like, the villains we see later don't use guns, but we do see guns.
Yeah.
Like, they're there.
So I love what the Ram one, whose
Yeah,
name I don't remember.
Hammerhead.
Him.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I forgot. Mouth?
because Hoof
Oh, okay.
Hoof doesn't speak.
Okay.
Christ.
I love what he says. He's all like, "Oh, don't we look cute in our little uniforms?" And like Hammerhead is like, "Yeah, sure, whatever."
He's like, yeah, a couple 5-star generals.
He's just like, whatever. And then he proceeds to open like
That-
the lock
yeah, it's
with his
it's like boarded up.
with his horns.
Yeah,
which I thought was like a
that
really
was
cool
really
detail.
cool. Yeah, I think it's like how we like a lot the new DuckTales.
Yeah.
Like birds, like in the Mummy episode. Saboff uses his foot, his bird foot, to like grab a tapestry to kind of hide himself.
Yeah, so like taking advantage of the fact that they're anthropomorphic
Animals,
creatures.
yeah, essentially using like he uses his horns to like bust open the door.
He basically like opens up a bottle cap.
Yeah. Yeah, it's he opens it up and we see the ramrod. There's like the dun 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 music when we see it. It looks like a big cartoony ray gun.
Yeah, it's what you're imagining. There's like
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, it has like blue like spiral things. It's big and gray with like green in there somewhere.
Yeah,
it looks
and it just like
giant.
gets smaller to like a little point.
Yeah, it looks like a giant cartoon ray gun.
Yeah, it's good.
And we see Hammerhead climbs onto the top of the car, looking for the
stupid bird.
condor, who drops the luggage, which was bigger than we thought.
Yeah, it's
onto him.
huge.
It's bigger than him. It like crushes Hammerhead. Because he has a little Tantalus, has a little like a TV camera thing around his neck.
Yeah,
It's FaceTime before FaceTime
I know.
existed.
I was thinking about it. I was like, wait, that would have been like a cool like spy gadget. That wouldn't have existed.
Yeah. And we see that the luggage thing is actually like a rocket booster.
Yeah.
That they like
Hooks onto the car.
Hooks onto the car. And Bobo's like, awesome, everything's going to plan.
And this
And,
is when our hero arrives
Our
at
hero
the scene.
arrives, yeah. He's bumping along on the tracks.
I love
The
that.
line's really good.
Yeah, I'll probably put it in because it's really funny because he's bumping along the tracks. So then once he gets on like
Onto
the
train.
connecting
Yeah,
train,
he keeps like, bouncing up and down.
I gotta see about getting new shocks. One side, conductor person.
Hey, wait! Oh, you can't go in there. That's top secret.
No worry, just checking out an unauthorized bird boarding.
and it's like a male person.
Yeah, it's the conductor.
Oh, okay.
That Durkin's like, step aside, conductor person.
Yeah, and the guy's like, "What the fuck?"
He's like, wait, you can't go over there?
Yeah.
He's like, because conductor obviously does not know that
Something that the crime is happening.
there's crime.
Yeah, so to him, Darkwing is the criminal.
Yeah, who's like trespassing.
Yeah.
And Darkwing's like, nah, don't worry, I'm just checking out about he calls it an unauthorized bird boarding.
Oh
But
god.
he opens the door and then closes it real quick because he recognizes Hoof and Mouth.
Yes, he's like, oh, they're like, they're TARDIS Bulba's henchmen, which
Yeah.
means like he's a big criminal. Like this is my shot to
Yeah.
make it.
Yeah, he realizes that Bulba's the culprit, and that he's like, if they're involved, then Bulba's involved.
Yes.
And yeah, so like he's super excited to prove himself against a big time criminal like he perceives.
I just wrote here, what a drama queen.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yes. So,
Yeah.
so he's like, awesome, I can prove myself.
Yeah,
And
because
so-
it's not awesome. I can stop this crime. It's
Yeah.
awesome. This is my chance.
My chance in the spotlight. He's like a chance at big time crime busting. What Darkwing Duck was born for.
And the animation that follows him saying this is
Yeah.
so good because he goes from like pulling on his hat
Yeah,
to like
being super
dramatic,
excited. Like,
yeah, dramatic cape.
like dark and mysterious.
Yeah, I love it. He
And then-
does that a lot, and I love like that contrast.
Yeah, the contrast.
It's Hoof and Mouth. They work for Taurus Bulba. Bulba's as big as they come. This is it. My shot at big-time crime busting. What Darkwing Duck was born for.
But yeah, so Hoof and Mouth are twirling
Their guns, like just very da da da. And then Darkwing does his first of
Yes.
his signature entrances.
He does.
Says, I am the terror that flaps in the night. I am the switch that derails your train. And then
he gets cut off.
Yeah, they shove their guns in his face and start shooting at him. Like, we see the guns and we see pusha, 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 pusha. Like,
and then, like, one of them, he's like, do you think he's dead?
I think he's dead. He's gotta be dead.
Yeah. And he's not, though.
Mouth's voice is really good.
Yeah.
I should have found out who his voice actor was. It sounded familiar, too.
Same.
I only looked up their mains.
The main
Sorry.
dudes. Yeah, but, like, he's like, very dramatic. He, like, appears on the other side, and he's like...
sorry, I'm fine!
Mm-hmm.
And starts beating them up.
Yeah.
But the conductor, who thinks Darkwing's the criminal.
Yes.
And he comes in seeing him beating up soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
And takes a picture of him.
Oh.
And Darkwing... Yeah, and obviously Darkwing, he's like... He knows he's being up bad guys.
Yeah.
But he doesn't realize the conductor obviously does not think that.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes over to the conductor and he's like, oh no, like, you gotta come out here and take better pictures. And the conductor tries to run from the pictures.
Yeah, he legit grabs him and he's like posing.
Yeah, he pushes him up front and yeah, poses on top of Hoof and Mouth's like prone bodies.
Yeah.
He's and the conductor looks at the camera like he's in the office.
Yeah.
He's like, is this guy for real?
Like, what?
Okay.
What criminal wants their picture taken?
Yeah. He poses,
He's funny.
but then, Hammerhead knocks him off the train, like, headbutts him off.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit. Unexpected, because at this point, the train, like, cart disconnects from the rest of it, right? No?
He knocks Darkwing onto the next train, and onto the next car, he, like, smacks together, like his head, we only see his feet, because his whole body, like, smushed into his hat. He pops out again. And Hammerhead disconnects the train cars, and he's like, "You're out of your league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get lost.
Like, this isn't none of your business. It's
Yeah.
none of your."
And Darkwing's like, "Not gonna happen." And he shoots his grappling hook at the train car.
Yeah.
He's like, "Haha!" But then the train car, the rocket on the top fires.
Yeah. So it takes off.
It takes off, and we see Darkwing's face, like the split second, like, "Oh shit! Wait, why is this going into the air?" And he's being dragged screaming behind the flying train car.
It's so funny. I love, like, his realization, like, oh, fuck!
Yeah, like, a very quick, like, oh god. And he's just gone. Why did you, like, go?
Right. And then Taurus Bulba has been watching this through the little camera, and he's like, what the fuck? Like, get him out of there. So he, like, tells him.
He says, like, he's like, who's this idiot? He doesn't look like one of mine.
Yeah. So he gets attacked.
Can
basically.
I do a Russian accent? Wait, I'll quote Chekhov from the Eastern movies. Victor 2. That's the only line I know. What's a good Russian line? Das Vidanya.
Oh my god.
Fuck, that was horrible. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think of.
I'm so sorry.
Any line from The Man from U.N.C.L.E., but I can't think of anything.
He probably doesn't even sound Russian.
Oh no, from the new movie he does.
Oh, the new one, yes he does.
The new movie he does, and the old one he doesn't. It's just
it doesn't have to match.
It doesn't have to match.
The Dior goes to Taraban. It won't match. It doesn't have to match.
Something.
Was mine less awful than before? God.
That was.
I'm so sorry. Guys, making you listen to that.
No, I can't, like, imitate voices. My brother can, but I cannot.
I can't.
Like, my brother can do Donald Duck noises.
Oh, God.
He can't say anything.
Yeah, oh, that's good. You make the noises.
I was like, let me record you. He's like, no. No, but yeah.
Okay, anyway, yeah, Bulba tells Tantalus, his condor, to get rid of Darkwing, and Tantalus goes over and cuts the rope that's holding him to the train, and he falls to his death.
Yeah, he dies. Rip. But I love what he says, because he falls through, like, this building.
Yeah, he falls through a plane hanger.
A plane hanger.
So the roof of a plane hanger. Like a kind of, like, decrepit plane hanger.
No, yeah, it's fucked, because outside you can see, like, there's an airplane, there's kind of, like...
There's a kind of, like...
Parts.
Parts and, like, a kind of half-built, like, watchtower kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he falls to the ground and makes, like, the indentation, like, the Darkwing indentation in the cement.
And I love what he says. He's all, like, bruised, battered, but never defeated. Darkwing Duck springs back to action, and he's, like, getting up from the hole. Yeah,
he's saying this, like, oh, God. He's like, clever of me to use my spine to break my fall like that. But then...
Dun, dun, dun.
But then, he's immediately attacked by the one, the only...
Launchpad
Quack.
Yes.
Like, I didn't realize he literally, like we see, like, a blur attack Darkwing, and I'm like, that was Launchpad tackling him!
I think I had to rewatch this scene.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, he should have tackled him. I thought he threw,
I thought he threw the tire.
He should have tackled him.
Yeah, because he does have, like, later, like, Darkwing reemerges with, like, a tire, but it's him, yeah. Oh, the
you put in the line that with the Launchpad.
I will, yes.
His first lines.
Clever of me to use my spine to break my fall like that.
Hold it right there, you pirate!
No, I'm not...
Nobody messes with the airplanes in my hangar! Well, my name isn't Launchpad McQuack.
You don't understand. I am not a thief. I'm...
Darkwing Duck!
You know me?
Know you? I'm your biggest fan!
A fan? Really? I mean, really?
I remember, because, like, when I first started watching Darkwing, I'd watched a lot of DuckTales first, and I was, like, trolling on YouTube, and I'm like, wait, what's this? Darkwing Duck? What? Okay? ¿Qué? So, like, I looked at, for episode, I'm like, da-da-da, awesome sauce, and I'm like, what the fuck, Launchpad?
Yeah!
Launchpad is here! It felt like an amazing crossover. And then, like, he just continues, he's in this. He's one of the main characters, and I'm just like, it felt really surreal to see him.
Yeah. I don't even remember at what point you told me about this show, but I just remember it was like, here's some more ducks, and I was like, so, you were like, so I heard you like Launchpad, so here's some more Launchpad.
Yeah, some more Launchpad.
And I was like, this is really cool.
Yeah. And so Launchpad straight up tackles Darkwing, and tackles him off screen, and, like, beats him up pretty good. You see, he stuffs Darkwing in a tire, and is like kicking him. He's like, no one messes the airplanes in my hangar.
Yeah, he's like defending like his place,
his property. But then he kind of like Darkwing, because he thinks Darkwing's a criminal. He calls him a pirate. I think.
Yeah, I forgot. I thought I wrote the line down, but I guess I didn't.
And Darkwing's trying to say like, I'm not a bad guy, and he like kind of yanks the tire off his head, and he's like, oh my god, you're Darkwing Duck! Because we learned that Launchpad is Darkwing's biggest fan.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm getting like this. So, like, he's like, oh shit, like, I'm a really big fan of you, like, that's so cool, like, you know, like, what did he say? I forgot the order of these things.
I don't know.
Oh, so when he says that.
Oh, yeah.
Darkwing's like, really? Like, really?
Like, his voice gets really high-pitched, like, he's super excited to have a fan.
Yeah, he's like, oh my god, and then he's like, wait.
He's like, really? Really? He does deep voice. And Launchpad looks a little bit different than he does in DuckTales.
Yeah.
Like, he looks a bit more cartoony, I think.
Yeah.
Like it's very clearly Launchpad, but the designs they're different from DuckTales. They have a bit less of that, like, Toontown-esque kind of look, and a more, like, polished, bit more revamped kind of look to them. And, like, I don't know if Launchpad's, like, on the roids or something, but he's way bigger than he was.
They're much better about, like, keeping that consistency.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
It wavers a lot in the original DuckTales.
Yeah, in the original DuckTales, he's clearly a big guy.
Yeah.
And there'd be episodes where, like, if like, there are episodes like the beach, he'd be wearing like a crop top, and you see he's buff.
Yeah.
But another episode, it's the golden fleecing, I think, that we see that he was wearing like a toga, and he has these skinny ass arms. The weirdest, most horrifying. He still has a really thick neck.
Yeah.
And then these stupid twig arms. They're just like, horrifying.
He's just like wearing really slimming shirts, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
And so they're much better at keeping
in this we have an episode where they go to the beach, they're at the gym, and he lost another thing for crop tops.
Yeah.
And
go back last episode when you can hear me slowly start to like deteriorate about me describing Launchpad. I'm so sorry about that.
What episode was that?
I think it was
a crop top. Oh, yeah, we're talking about in the Nevers episode. It's how he's buff.
For some reason, I just went really
losing it.
Because I might have a slight crush on
Christ.
Discover things about me.
Jesus.
I don't want to admit it, and I'll never straight up.
Did.
I know, but like, I'll deny it.
Okay. We have you, ma'am. We have you on record admitting you were on the
duck. Who the fuck is that,
ma'am?
No, who the fuck is that? No, but yeah. So this scene is really fun, and I actually...
Yes, it's very fun.
It's really, like... Because you get to see him, like, be like, oh shit, like, I do have at least one fan.
I have a fan! He's very excited. But then he's like, I mean, he kind of gets together. He's like, really? And
Yeah.
he's like, oh yeah. He's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, he starts telling him. Then he sees that Launchpad is standing next to a plane.
Yes.
And he's like, oh my god, you're a pilot.
Yeah,
He's
like, I need your help.
Yeah, I need your help. I have to like fly after this dude. And Launchpad's all for it, but he's like, I have something way better than this plane in the next hangar. But Darkwing's like, no time,
just
time,
get this
gotta
one.
go.
Which we don't get to see what his cool thing
Yes.
is until the next episode.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
Yeah. I was like, oh fuck, we don't get to see
Yeah,
it.
don't get to see it.
But it's really cool. So he immediately like gets on the plane and he's like, you know.
And he keeps trying to tell Darkwing like, but I have something way better. He's like, no. He's like, I'll give you my autograph.
Mhm.
And like, we hear the running noise, and Launchpad's like immediately in
he's
the
like,
pilot seat.
I'm here for you, DW, and
Yes.
Darkwing's like, it's Darkwing.
Yeah, it's the inaugural, the
Yeah.
first DW.
The DW.
It's born. And we get this we see it'll become a running gag of Launchpad flying backwards. like it's not like, unlike DuckTales where Launchpad routinely just like fall out of the sky.
Yeah.
Like the joke of him being a bad pilot is still there in the show.
Yeah.
But he's still much more competent.
Yeah, he's like much more. I guess there's other jokes attributed to him, like not just like I'm catching.
It's not just like I'm a bad pilot.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Like other jokes around him.
Yeah.
And like so he's still a bad pilot, but yeah, it's much less of a problem than DuckTales.
Yeah.
Because we see that we learn Darkwing can't fly a plane, and Launchpad's actually fairly competent at it. Like a joke I've seen a lot with Darkwing, and it's one joke I remember really well. Like he's flying fine, and then just like smashes onto the ground. Like he doesn't do like it's just like a plane landing.
Yeah.
He like just like smash. It's really funny. And we see him in the show routinely working on.
Yes, because I think we've mentioned this before, right? The whole like the fact that he's actually like a mechanic too.
Yeah, I don't want to give away what the thing is he's
Yeah.
talking about. I'm assuming everyone knows because you're listening to this. But it's like we see him routinely working on the bike. We see him routinely working on planes. Like unlike DuckTales where he didn't even know how to fix his own plane.
That really annoyed me.
Yeah,
Because I was just like,
it's this plane. This is Joyrider.
Yeah.
This is the plane from DuckTales.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're flying. At this point, he's still like flying backwards. And he's like, "Can I be your sidekick?" Like immediately, like
I can be your sidekick, and he's like, and Darkwing's like, "Yeah, okay, but maybe you can fly the right way." Maybe
he's like, "Oh, I have a problem with that sometimes."
Yeah, it's like, oh, nice. And so and they see they fly past they see the Condor. They're above the Condor and above the train car. And so Darkwing asks Launchpad to take them lower.
Yeah.
And he's like, no problemo.
He like dives for
He like
it.
defies laws of physics and aerodynamics as is Launchpad.
Yeah.
And like dives and just like breaks super suddenly. Just breaks the plane.
He can break in the middle of the air.
He breaks right above the car.
Yeah.
Train car. And Darkwing gets grabbed by the bird and dropped again.
Immediately.
And when the bird grabs me, he's like, okay, this is getting monotonous. And the bird drops me, wait, no, never mind. I like monotony.
All right, big face. This is getting monotonous. You better go. You don't understand. I like monotony.
I love that joke because it's just like you know like fades to black and then comes back because there's no commercials here. But he's like free falling and he's like turning and like dying.
He's free falling from several hundred feet up.
But obviously, you know, Launchpad is to the rescue and he like loops him into the car and the plane.
He grabs the bottom like the skids.
Yeah.
Like, the rail. He grabs that, and the bird's chasing them though.
Yeah.
And Launchpad, I'll lose the bird.
Yeah.
Like
So they start like this like a sequence of like loops
and
like
trying to get away from the bird.
Yeah, flying really close to the ground at one point in like the suburbs.
They crash through a building.
Which they do like the old gag of I'm wearing a bra now.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really fun. But yeah, so he's still like
No, I know they just crash.
Yeah, they just crash.
Like they're trying to avoid the bird, and Darkwing's like, Launchpad, what the fuck? But that Launchpad, like they kind of spiral and then crash into a telephone pole.
Yeah, so they're on top of the telephone pole. Yeah. And the Condor just kind of assumes like rip.
Yeah, he's like,
see you
okay,
later.
cool.
And then he leaves.
Problem solved. Yeah. And Darkwing's like, they got away. And Launchpad, ever cheerful, he's like, oh yeah, can't argue that. So what next?
Yeah, he's like, you know, I'm down to help you, like, catch them. And Darkwing's, like, really mad at this point.
Yeah, he's like, I never want to see your dumbass face again. Goodbye. But Launchpad's like, he's like, but I could be your sidekick. Like,
he literally begs because
he begs.
He like grabs onto his legs and he's like, please.
Yeah.
Oh wait, because we didn't mention, he's like, I have a scrapbook full of stuff.
Yeah, I have a scrapbook. Yeah, you mentioned it earlier that he has a scrapbook full of Darkwing newspaper clippings. And he's like, but of course it's not a very big scrapbook. Launchpad throwing shade without meaning to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Launchpad begs to be a sidekick, and Darkwing's the whole like, I work alone. You're a fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
Like you're the reason why he blames him for having lost the criminals.
He's like, it's your fault because you crashed.
Yeah.
Like, this and that, and he's like leaving, and then Launchpad's like, one more try. He's like, okay, so do you want my phone number?
Yeah. He says it like kind of tearfully.
Yeah, and like I think. What was it?
Darkwing said that he never wants to see Launchpad again. That's when he's like, okay, do you want my phone number?
And he just like, it like fades on a really angry looking Darkwing.
Yeah.
Oh, please, 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 please,
Make
please,
this clear for you.
please.
I never want to see you again, ever.
Okay, so, do you want my phone number?
And then we end up back at the prison, at the maximum security prison, I assume, that Bulba is in.
Yeah, and they're like in a laundry room.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I love this fucking whole scene because they're in like a.
Yeah, he goes like Bulba he's doing laundry. Like they.
Like the classic,
the criminals they do
carts.
Yeah, the laundry carts. Like Bulba's doing like people's laundry.
Yeah,
like they have chores. I don't know. And we see he goes in there, and there's the ramrod is just in there.
It's just in there because
behind a rack of clothes,
but it's not hidden at all.
It's a giant, like 20-foot ray gun,
and it's not hidden. It's just like badly like surrounded by other like smaller stuff.
Yeah, but there's like a laundry, like a rack of clothes, like boxes. But it's not hidden.
It's not hidden at all. There's a spotlight on it.
Yeah. Like the bottom third is hidden by this laundry rack. And we see the warden comes back in. So he likes to glow it up to Bulba, and he says something like he's like hard like doing like chores must be a new experience for you, huh, Bulba? He's like, maybe you'll get time off for good behavior in 90 years or so.
So he legit just follows him around and harasses him.
Yeah.
So like immediately like you just
like 90 years. What the fuck is he in prison for?
What did he do?
That's a life sentence. What did he do? What did he get caught doing?
Right? Yeah. It was embezzlement.
Maybe they got him for his taxes.
Yeah.
Like Capone.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they got him for, like, one thing.
Not the murders, but the taxes.
Because we know straight up, like, it's heavily, heavily implied. He murdered people.
He killed people.
Yeah.
Or at least he organized the death of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the warden leaves and we see that Hammerhead, Hoof, and Mouth are all in the laundry cart.
Yeah. I love that trope.
Yeah.
You get to see it a lot. Like, one day I want to be hidden in a laundry hamper cart thing. I don't know. It sounds like fun.
Yeah, the warden doesn't notice the giant fucking ray gun. This looks like a space gun. It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the warden leaves, the henchmen come out, and they're like, alrighty, we got the gun, like,
let's go.
Let's use it.
Yeah.
And
Taurus gets really, like, mad.
He grabs him by the throat, he's like, we can't, because someone arranged an accident for Professor Watermeyer before I could learn the arming code.
Because he's like, I guess like the joke is like the steps were mixed up. Like you were supposed to get the code then
kill him, then arrange an accident.
But you did it reverse.
Yeah.
So we don't have the code, and he's like, we need to get his granddaughter.
The granddaughter was practically raised in his lab, and if anyone knows the code, it's her.
Yeah, and you need to find her at the St. Canard orphanage.
Yeah. So he gives Hammerhead a picture of her.
Yes.
And tells her, he's like, and after we have the code, she can have a little accident like her grandfather. So like this show very casually talks about murder and murdering kids.
Yeah, it's straight up. I love
straight up. It's really I mean, cool change of pace.
Yeah.
I mean, cartoons now like have to jump through hoops to not say kill, dead, like anything, or imply, like they having to like really just vaguely imply someone's dead.
Yeah.
Only like Gravity Falls have I seen like they've been able to like really like toe the line.
I mean, also in Milo Murphy,
leap over the line. Yeah. Also Milo Murphy's Law.
Yeah, they very like there's been multiple deaths.
Yeah, multiple deaths that we see.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see the deaths.
But it's like, it's very like, it's also like of the time-ish, kind of like the mob boss, like we don't actually say what we're doing, but here it is.
Arrange an accident. But it's like, especially for like little kids, like it's like, woof.
Someone had to explain, Mom, what does an accident mean?
It means you're gonna kill! They're gonna kill
They're gonna kill the character!
The little girl! Yeah, so we see, in the picture, it's a picture of who we learn is Gosling Mallard, and standing with her grandfather.
Well, actually, Gosling Waddlemeyer.
Is it Mallard?
Yeah.
Damn it. No! Waddlemeyer.
It's
not spoilers, I don't know who Mallard is. Anyway. Gosling Waddlemeyer with her grandfather, Professor Waddlemeyer.
Yes, they're standing in front of this thing that I'm assuming is
it's
science.
It's the controls to the rod.
It just looks like an arcade machine.
It does, yeah.
And there's like a little grape jelly.
Yeah, there's like a stain. And so Hammerhead takes the picture. He's like, okay, yeah, code, then accident.
God.
Jesus. And he shows up at the orphanage, posing as like a friend of the family.
And it's like the lady in charge doesn't seem to like this orphan girl very much.
Yeah.
Because one of her first things that she says is, "You know her and you willingly came to visit." Yeah. Like, oh my god.
And like I really like in DuckTales, a lot of like the random side characters, the voices could be a little weird, like very over the top and like just kind of stilted.
Yeah.
Like the voice actors for even the side characters, for anyone, feel very natural.
Yeah.
Like this lady, Mrs. Kavanaugh, I think.
Yes.
The Gosling says her name in a minute. Like she's a very just natural voice.
Yeah.
Like it's another character.
And it's an iconic voice. It's Marsha Wallace.
Yes.
Who I love. May she rest in peace.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very like there's not this feeling of we're only focusing on these like main characters and whoever's like in the room when we can record a voice is gonna be recorded.
Yeah, they get actual good voice actors to do just side characters who are there for like 2 seconds. Like making it all feel much more natural.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. So yeah, he's trying to sell off the fact they pretend to be a family friend, like that he wants to see the granddaughter, like,
and he's like, oh, I'm in that picture, like that's me.
Yeah,
and
in the background, and she's like, that's a grape jelly stain. He's like, those are tear stains.
But yeah, and then like, oh, we're like, where is she? Like, where's the girl? And I think immediately like a hockey puck like flies through the window.
And Mrs. Kavanaugh avoids it, but it hits Hammerhead right in the face. And then we see Gosling burst through the window in like hockey gear, and she's super cute. Like she's the Webby we deserved.
Yeah, she's like super good. She's like
really great. She's
very distinct.
Yes. Actually, she has a really distinct voice. She's voiced by Christine Cavanaugh. May she rest in peace. Who've also voiced Chucky from Rugrats and Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory.
Ooh.
And she's great. She's really cute. Like has the red hair and the little pigtails. She's very energetic and tomboyish.
Yeah, she's like in full, because she's playing roller hockey.
Yeah.
So she has like the full-on skates, and she's like, she like goes in and she's immediately like, oh, play it where it lays.
And it's on Hammerhead's nose, and she whacks it off his nose, and we hear him yell.
Yeah, and she's like already like gonna go play the rest of it, but like she's like what's her name?
Miss Kavanaugh.
Mrs. Kavanaugh grabs her, and she's like, no, like we have business to attend.
Yeah. And she says something about She's like, oh, no, everything's fine. She's like, oh, hello, Miss Kavanaugh. Like, I don't know anything about a pig in the boys' bathroom, and I was nowhere near there at the time.
Yeah.
And Kavanaugh's like, excuse me? She's like, no, nothing. Nothing at all.
I meant big. Like, you know, how big of you to have some interest in me.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. It's really cute. And Kavanaugh's like, yeah, okay, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Coming through! All right, play it where it lays. Ouch! Goal! Sorry, Mrs. Kavanaugh, I'm in the middle of a game. Can't chat now.
Just park it.
Look, I don't know anything about a pig, and I was nowhere near the boys' bathroom at the time.
What pig?
Pig? I meant big. As in, how big of you to take such an interest in me. How may I help you?
But she introduces her to Hammerhead. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, this man claims to know your grandfather.
Yeah, and she's immediately like, really? Like,
yeah, she's like, oh, you knew my grandpa?
Yeah.
Like, And yeah, she's immediately excited to talk about her grandpa with Hammerhead.
She's like, can I go like with him to talk? And she's like, okay.
Yeah, as long as they stay in the orphanage grounds.
Yes. Which they immediately do not.
They don't. Like, I assume Hammerhead was leading her outside then. Because we see them outside the orphanage, like in the next scene.
And they're talking, and like Gosalyn's very like talkative, and she's like,
I think back really quick about with the comment Gosalyn made about the pig in the boys' bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, we see them leave, but then we see Miss Kavanaugh get on the intercom talking to, I guess, like a janitor. She's like, Eugene, do you know anything about a pig in the boys' bathroom? And just like a really like nice addition to the joke.
Yeah. And I love like this whole like she's very like they're already established she's very like energetic, very
like kind of like what's the word, like mischievous.
Yeah.
Like, what's the word?
She like a prankster.
Yeah,
and
prankster.
Stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like it's already been established that that's not a good thing to a lot of people around her.
Yeah.
Like it's not she like right now she goes into it a little bit, but it's kind of like established like this is a problem child. Quote unquote.
Yeah, definitely get into that. Like so she walks outside the orphanage with Hammerhead, and she pretty much immediately just goes into her life story.
Yeah.
Like, after her parents died, her grandpa was all she had left.
Yeah.
And like once he was gone, she's been in the orphanage since I think it's been like a year. I think Bulba says that they arranged an accident for Wadamaya last year.
Yeah. And she's like, like I've made a lot of friends here, at least until they get adopted, and then I have to, like...
She's like, it seems like I'm always saying goodbye to someone.
That line was so sad.
It was so, she says it so sadly.
Yeah,
she's so sad.
She's like carrying her little, like,
her roller skates.
Yeah, and she's like, it seems like I'm always saying goodbye to someone. But she immediately turns around.
She's like, I'm not a problem child.
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that she knows what that is, like, someone must have said it about her.
And she's like, I'm not, like, like, because I love this line, I'll probably put it in anyway.
We'll put it into, like, the full... full...
Because, like, Darkwing's voice, this voice is very, like, the way it's delivered is also very important.
Yeah, Gosalyn's, the voice acting for Gosalyn's really, really great. Like, she said something like, how according to her grandfather...
Yeah, like, she said, I just have a lot of spirit, and when you're full of spirit, everyone looks empty. And she said, and I hope to meet somebody that understands.
Yeah, understands that one day.
Yeah.
After Mom and Dad died, Grandpa was the only family I had in the whole world. But since he's been gone, I've made lots of friends here, so it's not so bad. Until adoption day. Seems like I'm always saying goodbye to someone. I'm not a problem child. Grandpa said I just have a lot of spirit. He said, when you're full of spirit, everyone else looks empty. Someday I'll meet somebody who understands that. Then I'll be adopted.
And Hammerhead's like, oh, that's so sweet. But then this is when Gollum's kind of like, actually, like, aren't the orphanage grounds technically on the other side of this fence?
And he's like,
yeah, I thought we'd go for a ride. And opens up this van, parked on the side of the road right next to them, and Hoof and Mouth get out and surround her to kidnap her.
And I love her. She's like, oh, hell no. Like, no, this is not happening.
Because, like, at first she kind of, like, backs up looking scared, and then kind of, it goes dark. But then when it comes back, she's no fucking slouch. She fights back. She's like, no one kidnaps Gosalyn Wadamaya.
And she, like, but I love the fact, she's, like, fighting, and she, like, hits him with the roller skates.
Yeah.
But as soon as she says that, she's, like, yoinks by, like, an unseen force.
Darkwing kidnaps her.
Ha! Nobody kidnaps Gosalyn Wadamaya.
Never fear, little miss. Darkwing Duck has you now. I'm not one of the bad guys.
Yeah, right, with a mask.
I love her so much.
Yeah, she's probably kidnapped by Darkwing when she says that.
Yeah. So she's like,
and she thinks Darkwing's a criminal too.
Yeah. She immediately like goes for the punch, right?
Punches him in the gut. Yeah. I think. And he's like, I'm not a bad guy.
She's like, yeah, right. Like, look at yourself.
Yeah, he's like with a mask. And he's trying to convince her, but then he's able to convince her when the Hoof and Mouth and Hammerhead are shooting at them with bullets.
With actual, like, you see, like, the animation lines of bullets flying.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my god. There's just, like, a chase scene that happens. I forgot the exact line.
Chase scene, I think, does he use the oil slick? Yeah, he uses an oil slick so they get, like, all turned, like, so so their van spins around, and then I think we see Launchpad at this point. Oh no,
not yet.
We see Gosalyn's like she's super excited now. She's like, we're in like a car chase, and she pushes a button on the rat catcher that launches Darkwing in the air. And then we see the Launchpad is pedaling.
Yeah, he's pedaling. He's like, what does he say? I'll show him. Every hero needs a sidekick.
He's like, but how am I going to find her? How am I going to find DW? And he sees Darkwing go flying, screaming through the air. He's like, oh, that's handy.
But I'm just like, how long has he been biking for?
Yeah. What the hell? All night, I guess?
All night? He like went back to the hangar.
Yeah. Got his bike. Didn't have a car, apparently.
Yeah. And now he's like biking through the city. So he like takes off after Darkwing.
Yeah.
And he's like yelling at him, right? Like,
yeah, he's like, Darkwing, it's me. Like, he's like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And then he turns and we see a bunch of cars, a bunch of police cars. And Darkwing's like, okay, like, he's telling to Gosalyn, okay, you won't be safe at the orphanage, but you'll be safe at the police station.
No.
Yeah, the police are like, he's attacking! Fire! And he starts shooting at Darkwing now.
Immediately, like, this mass amount of, like, policemen start shooting at him.
And then, like, a road blocks it up and starts shooting at Darkwing.
There's just so many guns.
And Launchpad's pedaling backwards, and he somehow pedals up to Darkwing. He's like, why are those guys so mad at you? And Darkwing's like, I didn't do anything. So they stop for like a split second to pick up a newspaper and keep going. And we see that the pictures that the conductor took.
Yeah, and it's him beating up like soldiers. So he's being accused of robbing the train. Yeah. Yeah. So he's like, oh shit, like it wasn't me though, you know? And
we see as he's holding up the newspaper, what do bazookas shoot? Grenades?
I think so, yeah. No, that would be a grenade launcher. Okay. I think it's just a big old bullet.
Whatever bazookas shoot.
I don't know guns.
It's like blasts right through the newspaper, and we see that Hammerhead in the van is holding a huge bazooka. Yeah. And he's shooting it at Darkwing. So that escalated very quickly.
And it destroys what he had said was not a bad picture after all.
Yeah. He's like, oh, here's not a bad picture of me.
Yeah.
So Darkwing has the police after him. He has Bulba's henchmen after him, and so he's like, okay, we gotta get out of here. So he drives straight off the pier.
Yeah, he's like, Jurassic Times called for drastic action, and he's like, riding, and then Launchpad is pedaling after him, and he's like, don't do it, like,
don't do it, Darkwing, it's not worth it.
Yeah. And then, so everyone watches as like
Darkwing vanishes. Yeah, Launchpad pops back up.
But like he's like looking around and he's like, little girl, and he's like
Darkwing.
Oh.
He's like, DW, little girl, where'd you go? And we see the police are like, damn it, and we see that Hammerhead and the other two henchmen like hide behind a bunch of crates. Yeah, and they kind of like peer over and they're like, oh geez, we're in trouble. Yeah, they're like, Bulba's not gonna be happy with us
because they lost like their.
He's like, we lost the girl. He's gonna be pissed.
She's possibly dead. Yeah. But it makes it even worse. Yeah.
Well, we see that what actually happened is that apparently Darkwing has like a secret underground entryway.
I guess
somehow.
Yeah.
He drives into it because he asked Gosalyn how long she can hold her breath. So apparently the Ratcatcher can drive underwater fairly well. We see them like rising on a platform out of the water. Yeah. And they're like fishing like starfish and like fish out of their clothes and they're all soaked. And I thought it really fun. Gosalyn like loves all the thrill of this chase. She asks Darkwing like, "Are all your days like this?" He's like, "No, because I'm usually sleeping." And it's really funny, really good deliveries.
Yeah, I think this was one of the jokes that just like cemented for me the fact that this show is gonna be really good.
No, because I'm usually sleeping. Like just really
so
funny.
Good.
Wow, a police chase with bullets, crooks, and everything. Sure beats studying hall at the orphanage. Are all your days like this?
No, because I'm usually sleeping. But when I learned Professor Waddlemeyer had raised a granddaughter, I knew I had to get to you before Taurus Bulba.
And yeah, so he explains to Gosalyn why Bulba might be after her.
Like, because she's like, oh, is he your enemy? Yeah. And he's like, no, they're actually after you, not me.
Yeah. He's like, once I saw that they wanted the Ramrod, I knew that they'd be after you. Yeah. He's like, when I learned that Waddlemeyer had a granddaughter, I need to be after you.
Yeah. Because I love what he says, because she assumes like, oh, is like Taurus Bulba your eternal
I bet you're sworn enemies, huh?
And he's like, nah, he actually doesn't even know I exist.
Yeah. And he's like, I love how he admits it.
Yeah.
He's like, but he soon will.
Yeah. So you get to see like Gosalyn kind of like explore.
Yeah. The platform rises. They're in his hideout, and I thought it was a really funny just visual joke.
Yeah.
Darkwing's like, because Gosalyn's like, holy shit, this is the coolest thing. He's like, yeah, just a little shack I like to call home, and he casually throws his hat to land on the hook on the wall, but it just smacks against the wall. It's soaking wet still. Smacks against the wall and just slides to the ground.
I love that part.
It's a really nice visual gag. He's like all like, yeah,
I'm chill.
I'm super cool.
Look at me, how smooth I am.
Yeah, he's like a fucking dork. But really nice. Just really funny. And so Gosalyn's already up on one of the platforms messing with his stuff. Because Darkwing said, we need to find somewhere for you to stay.
Yeah, and she's like, why can't I stay here, you know? Like, we'd make a great team. And again, like, TW's very much like...
Yeah, he's like, nah, no team.
Yeah.
No team.
No.
I'm team of one.
Team of one. I work alone.
Yeah.
And, like, Gosalyn sets off, like, a round of lasers directly at Darkwing. Yeah. And he's like, this is why.
Yeah. And she's like, she blackmails him to letting her stay. She's like, well, I guess I could leave and tell everyone where a secret certain Avenger hangs out.
Because I love what he fucking says. This is like peak him being a dick.
Yeah.
He's like, I need to find a hotel, or it's like, maybe an animal shelter has an opening.
Yeah. And this is when she blackmails him.
Yeah.
And he's like, you wouldn't. And she's like, I'm a kid. I'm supposed to be responsible.
Yeah, I love
Gosalyn's really good.
Yeah.
She's super cute.
So he's like, I guess, you know. And then, like, she immediately, like, goes for the hug.
And she hugs him. She's like, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
But, like not as mean as he's been.
No.
Like, he's like, yeah. Like, he's softening up towards
He's
her,
fond.
we see. Yeah. And we're back with Bulba. Taurus Bulba and his henchmen. And we see Hammerhead, like, furiously apologizing for, like... He's like, we didn't know that Darkwing would kill himself and the kid. Like... Actually, they say that. Like, they think he committed suicide and killed the kid and killed Gosalyn, too.
They're like, you know, he's like begging. He's like, no, you know, like, how could we expect this person like that? We don't even really know what he's up to. Like, to get the girl, kill himself and the girl.
Yeah. But Bulba's smart. Like, he's been watching Darkwing. He's like, Darkwing's too concerned about his image to kill a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, he knows he must be hiding her somewhere. He's like, we need to draw him out and we'll have her.
Mm-hmm.
And we see his assistant named Clovis. She's a cow. And so he knows. He's like, I've been watching him. Like, I know his weaknesses. I know how to get him out.
Yeah. And
so he's like, I think. And this is Bulba decides. He's like, I think the prison has served its purpose. I think we can leave now.
Yeah. And it's such like a cool like. So she like presses some like buttons and stuff, and the whole thing starts to like get up, like disconnect from the rest of the prison.
Yeah. Like this whole like prison block starts collapsing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we see a bunch of prisoners escape, which is not addressed.
I know, right? Like there's this criminals out there.
There's a prison break.
Yeah.
And then this, I'm assuming, maximum security prison. And Bulba's cell block turns into a giant floating head of himself.
Yeah. It's really cool looking, and like I love the joke because the warden is like, time for my afternoon gloat.
Yeah.
And
we're Taurus Bulba.
And immediately like the whole thing like lifts and like
rises into the air.
Yeah, and you just get to see him like, oh fuck.
Yeah. And like this guard who's with him is like, I guess he's making more than license plates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you dumbass.
And like Taurus is like, oh, it's kind of sad to like lose a hideout.
It's
so good.
As perfect as a prison.
Yeah, it's like no one would expect you to be a criminal.
Yeah, to be leading your gang inside prison. And so it ends with Bulba planning on like finding Darkwing and like, forcing him to give up the girl, forcing him to give up Gosalyn.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of fly off into the night.
And it's just like the to be continued. But it's such a good episode.
Like, it's
such a good start, and it sets up so many good things for the next episode that it delivers really well.
Oh my god, it does. Like, I was also, as I finished watching this, I'm like, oh damn, we didn't get into like the really good emotion or like
action
Yeah. Well, we got a decent amount, but like, see, the second part really ramps it up.
You get to see like these connections that are obviously going to like carry the rest of the show that are going to be there. Yeah. Like right now, you know that the stakes are high, but
yes,
it's just really good. Like, it doesn't drop the ball on any.
It doesn't. Just I really like Darkwing, and like the first 2 episodes are like very they introduce everything, and then because after this it kind of just like it kind of starts in medias res.
Yeah.
Like after this, so it doesn't really matter what order you watch any of the other episodes. There are some episodes that introduce characters, so those are important to watch first, unless you want to be like, what's going on? Why is there a dinosaur and a fish lady and a robot duck and a witch? What is happening? So yeah, I recommend trying to watch the episode when they introduce characters first, and then just go crazy.
Yeah, I think that's what I did at first, like, because I only started watching this show in the summer-ish. Yes. But yeah, like, you know, you watch sort of like these introductions, but they're all really, most of them are really, really good episodes.
Yes, Darkwing Duck got really screwed over on like episode releases. Like, the syndicated order is like insane. Like, it's like everything's all mixed up and crazy. We don't get some characters introduced into like 20 episodes after their appearance.
Yeah.
Like so I recommend looking for the production order. That's the correct order. That's the way the episodes were supposed to be released. It
sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not quite as bad as how DuckTales is going, but
no, yeah.
So like, if just like a production order, and it feels much more natural. Like it still kind of starts in medias res, but it's less jarring, and you get better episodes because otherwise you get kind of like subpar episodes in the beginning. You get the Ant-Man guy, you get the Apes of Wrath, which I think I saw once and like never wanted to watch again. And you get like some little more subpar episodes if you go with the normal, like, I think syndicated order. If you look up I think it's the production order. Okay. You get much better episodes right off the bat.
Yeah, like it's more balanced in a way.
Yeah, and you get the actual order it was supposed to be released, and you get like everyone's introductory episodes comes out before the episode where they're all together suddenly.
But like this show does assume a lot of things, though. It just kind of works that way. It's not like I'm going to introduce everything.
It starts very much in medias res either way. But we get episodes that are introducing characters.
Yeah.
Like we get Megavolt kind of introduced. We get Crackerjack definitely introduced. I really love the Liquidator episode. That's Dry Hard. Very good episode.
And they all have really cool titles.
Yes! Oh, the Bushwood episode. I've seen his premiere episode so many times.
Oh, God.
It's okay. A really good Bushwood episode is the Twin Peaks parody. Where he's dead like 3 times. You see Bushwood's dead face.
Another really good episode is when Darkwing's dead.
Yeah! It's the episode Dead Duck.
Dead Duck.
Starts out as a helmet PSA, and then Darkwing dies.
It's really good. And I just love any episode that like goes back into his past.
Yeah. Even the ones that are nutso.
Yeah.
Like there's one that's a parody of Superman.
I love the one in which Goslin bullies.
Yeah, bullies like a 10-year-old Darkwing.
But yeah.
He was a wimp.
But it's really good. I mean, we're obviously going to talk more about it the next episode.
Yeah, I mean, assuming the hiatus is ongoing, which so far it looks like it is.
Yeah.
We will definitely do a part 2. I mean, we will no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what.
It's going to be just a matter of whether it'll be right after this or it'll be the next hiatus.
Yeah.
Probably after this.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, at the rate that I'm editing episodes, I'm hoping to like... I mean, I feel like since we have gotten nothing of when it's going to start again.
No, we don't know.
That's the thing. So it's like you can't even anticipate. Like, be like, oh, we'll get this much done, and then like we'll be
They'll
fresh.
tell us the Thursday before.
Yeah.
New DuckTales tomorrow. What?
Yeah, it's very... I don't know, it's very sad in a way. But I am used to like... having a known
after Gravity Falls, like, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and I mean, there's plenty more to watch.
Oh yeah, there's tons of
Darkwing.
DuckTales. I was trying to say DuckTales. And tons of Darkwing. Episodes I still haven't watched of Darkwing that I gotta watch. I have been watch Darkwing. It's so good.
Yeah. Like we were really excited. Like, we've always sort of planned to do this, even from the birth of this podcast.
Yeah, like we have to talk about Darkwing, because... I mean, especially the second part really gets to me.
Yeah.
Like, this first 2 part has always been, like, kind of like my feel-good watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've watched it so many times.
There's gonna be really good moments.
Yes.
That just, like, made me tear up the first time I watched it. And I still do. And,
it gets to you.
There's really fun episodes in DuckTales. I'm like...
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like not a lot of them are as, like, emotional as these, like, this first part that sets up a lot of stuff.
No, definitely. Like, this, that's what definitely struck me about Darkwing, was not just, like, the jokes and the really good animation, but, like, how much heart goes into it, especially with, like, the second part. And that still shows up a lot in the originals in the rest of the show. Like Darkwing's relationship with Gosalyn is at the center of a lot of the episodes.
Yeah, and it's just really good. Like, I love it so much.
But yeah, I think it's all for now.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, there's nothing more. I wish we could go into other ends, but it's like next episode. So.
We'll be back soon with. Oh, we have a new review.
Yeah, we do.
Before I forget, Jabeez.
Yeah, I was literally gonna check something.
It took me 5 times to put my code in to unlock my phone. What's wrong with me?
So we only actually, we asked people if this episode would be okay. We only got 1 response, so...
Good enough for us!
Yeah, we just went for it. Thank you.
We're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, thank you to whoever responded. I forgot your name. Oh, it was... Oh, wait, no. It's the wrong person. That was you just mentioning... the official Peanut Gallery.
Ah, yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much for...
Thank you for... replying to our post.
It sounds kind of sad for us to be like, please contact us, but please do.
Please.
You know, we want to know, like, how we're doing. Like, would you like less personal details, more DuckTales, less analysis, more analysis?
We're gonna do more analysis no matter what, so it sucks for you guys, but...
I'm just gonna warn you, next episode I'm probably gonna go off in a rant that I kinda have planned about relationships.
But, this is our newest review. Do you want to read it? By Reality Phobia. They commented, like, January 10th, I'm sorry. Like, I think we didn't notice it, when we recorded the Neverest episode.
We didn't.
Yeah, I think I noticed it, like a couple days after we recorded, and I'm like, dang it! So, I'm sorry.
It might have been, like, actually, like, the day after.
Oh, maybe. Yes. Well, Reality Phobia reviewed our a great conversational podcast that explores DuckTales 2017 episode by episode, comparing and contrasting it to DuckTales 1987 along the way. Fun and engaging. Listen if you have even a slight interest in DuckTales.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have 2 reviews. If you have reviewed, like I know someone's been trying to review and it has been working.
It hasn't.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm sort of expecting 5 reviews to come in at once.
That'd be awesome.
Because, I was going to say, my brother reviewed, but he hasn't been able to get it through.
So maybe we'll have 5 more reviews at some point.
I kept bugging him yesterday. I'm like, so
we have 7 ratings, but...
Yeah, we have ratings, a good amount of ratings, but the reviews aren't showing up.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's a technical problem that I have to look into.
So if you try to leave a review and we're not seeing it, I'm sorry. I'm sure it'll show up soon.
Yeah.
And then we will read it right away.
But yeah, there's now a picture of us on our Twitter if you want to know.
That's right. I'm going to try to post more on Twitter. So if you want to...
I try.
If you want to follow us on Twitter, that's Amores Patos Podcast, right? Or
yes.
Podcast on Twitter?
No, Amores Patos.
Sorry, Amores Patos on Twitter.
Yes, so we could be on... You can reach us on Tumblr at amorespatospodcast.tumblr.com or on our Libsyn, which goes by the same name, Amores Patos. Our Gmail...
Oh, right.
amorespatospodcast at gmail.com. We haven't gotten any mail there in a while.
Don't tell them that!
It's true! We're desperate. Nah. I mean, just anything.
Yeah, I mean, we want to hear from you guys. If you have, I don't know.
Comments.
Comments. I mean, we don't want to hear any concerns. But
are you concerned that we haven't been uploading?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're busy.
Because at the moment, we're halfway through our semester.
Through this quarter. Yeah. And it's rough.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I realized, like, halfway through the episode that we didn't have our usual check-in at the start. We just kind of dove in.
It's because it's a special hiatus episode.
Yeah,
that's
true.
why I plan not to have all that. I planned. I know.
Yeah.
I planned this in advance.
Okay.
Not the night before, at midnight.
I totally don't write my notes at midnight.
Of course not. I get my sleep like a good girl.
Oh god, I just had a final. I mean a midterm, fuck. But yeah, okay. So you can find me individually at lovetheinsane.tumblr.com.
And you can find moi at mightyant@tumblr.com.
Yeah.
And I guess thanks again to Fen at Dystopian Graffiti for our lovely cover art.
I love it so much.
Yeah. And then I think that's all for us. I think. Alrighty.
Till next time.
Saludos amigos.
Saludos amigos.
It's a shame to lose a hideout as perfect as a prison, but all things must come to an end. The time off for good behavior, indeed. Clovis, take us downtown. It's time I met this Darkwing Duck.